all having a fabulous week. It's a spring here in Australia and I'm just loving the weather because this is me. I love the sunshine. Even though this message is specifically for Natalie and Margaret and Tamara, I'm doing it for all of you because there's a lot of lessons to learn in here. So I'm really excited to address this. First of all, Natalie, you're welcome to reach directly to me anytime you need. Thank you so much, Fiona, for sending the link and details to Natalie. Yes, accountability partners is 97 Australian dollars per month. However, I don't know that that's suitable for what you need. So I'll find out more about your needs in a moment, Natalie, so that I can help you and address it accordingly. There's a couple of things that I'd like to talk to you guys about. And that is this: cause and effect. Some of us choose to live our life at cost, which means we're taking accountability, we're in charge of our lives, and we have control. So anything that we don't like, we have the power to change because all of us do. Some of us choose to live our lives at effect, over here, which means we give our power away. We become the victims. We go and blame everyone else around for our circumstances because we don't want to be at cause. Often all the thoughts that we have, the words that we speak, and the actions that we take are basically washing our hands off the problem, the issue, the situation, just anything. Everything we do in life, there's cause and effect. And anything that happens is always a result of our cause. So we have the opportunity every morning to choose. Do I live my life at cost today? Am I in control, or do I live my life at effect and I just get grumpy and complain and blame and externalize and become the victim? There's two different things. I personally, for example, I don't work with anyone that lives on this side of the equation. Why? Because there's nothing I can do to help them. You can't help someone that doesn't want to help themselves. You can only help those who are at cause, those who are going to take accountability and ownership for their thoughts, for their feelings, for their actions, for their words, and those that are going to choose to take the action in order to create a different result. So this is what I see right now, for example, with the comments that are going on that Natalie asked for the accountability partners, and Margie suggested her experience, Tamara suggested her experience, and there's no right or wrong, it's the experience that each of them go through. However, there's a very clear line of boundaries here in the middle. I am the trainer or the teacher or the practitioner or whatever you want to call me, and I have my boundaries and I have my responsibilities towards you, the client or the student, okay? What happens if I don't set up my line of boundaries? Then my energy depletes. Why? Because for me to help someone, we build rapport. And so when we build that rapport, there's this opening up myself to help someone else. And if I don't set clear, straight boundaries, then guess what? Then this person, the client or the student, becomes very dependable and needy and goes into effect with the teacher or the trainer or the practitioner or the therapist or whatever you want to call it, okay? So boundaries and responsibilities. I can't do the work for you. I can teach you what to do. I can help you. I can influence you. I can't do the work for you. This is why I love doing one-to-many at seminars and things, because I'm teaching you the strategies to empower you, but I can't get inside your head. I can't do the actions and change the thoughts and do the exercises for you to take action, right? And if you don't want to take that action, guess what? You're gonna go into blaming and being the victim and externalizing and putting it on anyone else and giving your power away, clearly. So you, as a student or the client or whatever other names you like to call it, you also need to set up your boundaries, and you also have responsibilities towards your trainer or your practitioner or your mentor. Let's call it coach or mentor, just for general terms, and responsibilities with yourself. So there's no point in trying to do anything for personal development and growth if you're not gonna take that accountability, that responsibility, and do the work. So if I remember properly, whatever happened, I don't know, there's something that triggered Maggie. It was actually here at my place in October at one of our last retreats that we had. And ever since, the whole energy shifted. So Maggie, I thank you for sharing your opinion. No one is forcing you to do anything you don't want to do. Anyone that is a member and pay the membership fees, they're in the membership because they want to, because they get value. Anyone that doesn't want to or doesn't see the value, no one is ever forcing you to be here. And also talking about integrity, I would love to talk about that, Maggie, because integrity for me would be, if I'm not getting value, if this is not doing anything for me, why would you stay on the groups? Ever since October, when you had a trigger that took you into this childlike attitude, and ever since you went into this, victim kind of effect, being at effect rather than being at cause, and taking charge of your life instead of giving your power away and blaming everyone else around you, why would you stay in the groups after that? Because you've still been on the Amasssing group on WhatsApp, on Facebook, and my question about integrity is, if you're not getting value out of it, why would you stay? Why would you stay just to waste your time or be saying things that doesn't help? It is my responsibility to set up boundaries for the ladies that do want to do the work and grow themselves and look into the triggers so that they can get past them and they can come out at a high level of alignment. It's my job and responsibility to protect them from those with negative energy that just come to poison the groups. So out of integrity, Mary, I would ask you that you please leave all of the Amasssing groups that you're part of by the end of Friday this week, so that I don't have to go and ask my team to get you out, because I don't think there's any need. We're all grown-ups, and as I said, no one makes us be there. Tamara, I thank you for your big feedback. I know from my experience, I've known you since probably close to 10 years, I guess, because Alana was a baby when I met you at Flight Center. So, and my experience of you, Tamara, is that you've always been at cause. You've always been the type of person that's willing to look into yourself, that's willing to see, how am I creating this? How am I attracting this? What am I causing? What part of the responsibility do I have in this equation that I can take control and change my life? You've always been very open for growth, and you implement, and your husband Dean and your 3 boys are very, very lucky to have you. And as I said, there's no right or wrong. It's awesome that we are all, God gave us free will so that we can express ourselves however we think is best. And some of us, let me tell you, for example, I don't get anyone into Amasssing or to work with me anymore without having an interview with myself, because within 10 minutes I can very easily, from your language and your attitude, I can elicit and realize whether you're a person that lives at cause or at effect. And anyone that lives at effect, I don't take them anymore as clients. It doesn't matter how much they pay me, because it's not even about the money. Not all the money in the world is going to make it worth it, because for me, it's about the results. It's about the fulfillment that I get to watch people changing their life, improving their life, and growing. So anyone that I detect that are living at effect, I don't take them. I don't care how much they want to pay me. You know what? There's nothing I can do to help you. I cannot help someone who is not willing to help themselves. Yes, there has been changes throughout the membership, and guess what? Those who chose to stay ended up winning. Last month alone, I said to them, instead of having a group call, I'm giving you a free NLP session, which normally individually would be $380. And it was just my gift to anyone that is a member and they're keeping up with their membership fees. To those that decided to take advantage, they decided to book it before the end of last month, and they got their the private NLP session with myself. I've taken the last year for me to learn more, to grow more. Why? Because that's the only way I can help others grow more, when I keep myself on my tippy toes. And those of you that know me well, I'm addicted to growth and to learning and to figuring out the power of the mindset, and and how we can reprogram the limiting beliefs that we have. There is the long way of positive affirmations and daily meditation and all of this, which is beautiful, is a long way. And then there's a short way that you do with neuro-linguistic programming, which, as the name says it, is the language of the subconscious mind, how we get to recreate new neural pathways in the brain to change any limiting beliefs, any triggers, any sabotage, any things that keep getting on the way. And we work on that. So even though my cup of tea or my favorite thing to do is one-to-many, I'm going back to do another event in Mexico with amazing ladies. I had nothing to do with it because, as you know, I put it out there on the universe last year, and I said I don't like the marketing, the hustling, all of that. I just love showing up to do my magic. And yeah, sure enough, one of my amazing ladies graduates from Mexico last year. She went on to starting her own business as an event marketer and producer, and now she's just hiring me. She's putting on the whole event, doing the whole marketing. I gave her permission, obviously, to use all of my branding, and all I need to do is show up and speak at the event, which is really, really exciting. That's what I love doing. I am doing that's what obviously my passion is, one-to-many. Why? Because I teach you what I have, and then it's up to you to implement and make the change happen. You're standing at the edge of the cliff. All I can do is like push you over off the cliff for you to open your wings as you're falling down, and you got to learn to fly very quickly. And I've never been a big fan of one-on-one, just because I care too much. Like I can't help it. I take your energy, I give you mine, then I'm worrying, then I want to solve your issues, and then I get really frustrated if you don't take action, which is why I rarely do it. However, so I just want to give you a quick little insight as to, because I've been getting a lot of questions, when is there another retreat or another event, or what are we doing? So yes, accountability partners are still in place, and the lovely Fiona, who is one of my founding members, is going to be in charge from now on to set up the pairs of the accountability partners. And then which you talk to your accountability partner 5 times a week, Monday to Friday, and you ask each other 5 questions for 5 minutes each. And then I am actually doing a retreat in January at O'Reilly's, which is at the top of Tambourine Mountain here in Gold Coast. I know for some of you, you're already getting the trigger and these butterflies around your body of excitement, because that's one of the very, very, other than my family members retreat that I did at my place in Sandra Cove, I don't know, 5 or 6 years ago. That was like the very first public retreat that we did, and it was magic. It's a beautiful place. It's at the top of Mount Tambourine. It's a retreat. We're getting villas that overlook the entire mountain, the entire Gold Coast. And in the villas, there's 2 bedrooms, and each bedroom has 2 single beds. So we're putting four people per villa, which means 2 per room, unless of course you have always the option to upgrade if you want to have your own room. But I just love the villas because they're more modern. They have the best views at the top of the mountain. It's just if you've been there, you know what I'm talking about. The minute you get there, it's like everything stays behind, and you just get so grounded and connected, and it's just so magical. So it is called The Power of Belief, which is like a workshop kind of masterclass retreat. It's going to be for 3 days. So you arrive on the Thursday afternoon, evening. We have dinner and cocktails and a stunning private view just for ourselves. And then we're into the Power of Belief workshop the whole Friday, the whole Saturday, and we finish on Sunday after lunch. You can fly into Gold Coast Airport or into Brisbane Airport. Each of them is about an hour drive to the mountain, and obviously we can organize for you to get together with others and get a shuttle bus to get you there. It's 2,997 Australian dollars, so 3,000, but 2,997 sounds better. And it includes everything, your accommodation for the 3 nights, all of your meals, morning teas, drinks, dinners, activities, everything. And yes, those that are still members and still paying the membership, you will only get to cover for you lunch and meals. So you can contact me for details. That's going to be in January because I want to start the year strong so that you can set up all of your goals that you want for that year. We're going to do a lot of reprogramming. It's going to be very intimate, maximum 30 people, men and women, so that I can get to have a lot of interaction in the reprogramming process. We do a lot of timeline techniques and anchoring and letting go, of those things that keep causing trouble, triggers and sabotage and limiting beliefs and all of that things. So I'm really, really excited because it's the beginning of the year. So we get to set up our goals for the year. And then I remove any possibilities of blockages and things, obstacles that could get in the way of you achieving those goals that you want to accomplish for the year of 2020. I'm then doing the speakers retreat in March, also in O'Reilly's, which is going to be for those that want to have an impact on others. So if you want to be a better communicator, if you have a team, if you just want to communicate better with your spouse and your kids, or whether you're in network marketing, or whether you have a team at work, or whether you want to be a public speaker or anything like that. So a little bit like we used to do the signature speech, which I actually love that name, but it's trademarked in America. So I've got to be careful how I use it, but it's pretty much the signature speech, but implementing NLP techniques for influencing so that you can be the best communicator and presenter out there. That's going to be in March at O'Reilly's as well. And then there's going to be another one in May in beautiful Queenstown in New Zealand. So there's a lot of things I'm doing. Now, for those that are looking for one-on-one work, like intensive, boom, get rid of all my shit now, I'm doing the breakthrough session. So how that works is $10,000. We spend a full day together, which can go anywhere from 4 to 6 or 8 or 10 hours, however long it takes. That breakthrough day, my preference is to do it in person, so that you fly over to where I am here in Gold Coast, and we do it in my beautiful property, just you and me, one-on-one, and it's a breakthrough day. So we go through all the 7 areas of your life, and we basically remove all that crap that is in the subconscious that is dictating everything you think, you say, you do every day in every area of your life. So we full work, it's all based on neurolinguistic programming. I've gotten myself a master practitioner certification now. I've been learning and implementing so much over the last year. It's just been mind-boggling, life-changing. And then after that, you have follow-up sessions every 2 weeks for 3 months. The follow-up sessions are about 45 minutes. We do them on video like this, Zoom, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. Now, if you can't fly over to do your breakthrough day in person with me, it's fine. We can do it on Zoom like this. It's obviously a little bit more tiring for both of us because we're just sitting here looking at the screen all day rather than, being together in my beautiful environment. Some of you have seen what the magical spot I have out there. But if it's too hard to come from Europe or America or Asia or whatever, that's fine. We still get to do a full day on video like this, and then you follow up sessions every 2 weeks for 3 months. And that is one-on-one work. That's the only one-on-one coaching that I'm doing. And as I said, I don't take anyone, I don't even advertise it publicly, because I know people would be more than happy to pay $25,000 instead of $10,000 to do it. But I am not here to just take any client. I'm taking clients that I can work with, that I know they're willing to make the change, they're willing to go through the pain, they're not going to be scared running away from the pain, that they're willing to step into their crap, and they're willing to be at cause. So I normally have an interview. This is how when I'm turning it because I can't see it on the screen. So we normally have an interview and an intake. And then if I realize that you're a person at cause, willing to take responsibility and all that, then we get you in. If I realize that you're one of these people, I don't care how much you want to pay me, I will not work with you. That's plain and simple, and it doesn't matter at what level. So there's many levels. You can do one-on-one for 3 months, breakthrough session, $10,000. You can come to any of the live events, Power of Belief, which is a manifesting workshop to design your 2020 and create it and make sure that you're going to accomplish the stuff that you're setting yourself to get. And then I have the speakers retreat, which is going to be in March and in May in Queenstown. I believe there's going to be a couple of events in Mexico, but most of those are for Spanish speaking people, and mainly women. All of the others are for both men and women. And then of course you have the accountability panels, which is 97 Australian dollars per month. So what I would love to ask all of you, and you in particular, Natalie, is have a think about, sit down and think, what do I want to get out of this? I want you to be very clear on what it is that you want. And then based on that, so write it down, what do I want to get out of this? And out of this could be just having your accountability partner for 97 per month. Out of this could be attending one of the live events. I'm very excited about the power of belief, obviously, because I'm a big manifester, and I have the life that I've always dreamed of having, and I've created it by design. It doesn't happen. It doesn't just happen by coincidence. It doesn't happen by complaining and blaming everyone else and putting shit on everyone else. It doesn't happen. Trust me. It takes a lot to be a person that lives at cause and be willing to look into it and to take accountability for your actions and everything that happens. And these people, you'll never hear them complaining and blaming everyone else and trying to hang shit on everyone else, because they're willing to go through it. They're willing to get triggered and figure out, what is it that's making me angry? What is it that's causing this bubbling, Sandra, then trying to run away and blaming everyone else and just turn the blind eye. It's fine. Not all of us are in for personal growth and development, and being willing to step into the shadow and really face the pain and push through the pain, because it's in the pain where all the growth happens. So whenever we're trying to avoid it and running away and by not taking accountability and blaming everyone else, guess what? You cannot get to another level of enlightenment. You gotta be willing to step into the pain. So ask yourself, what do I want to get out of this? Whether it's one of the live events, whether it's out of the one-on-one mentoring with myself, or whether it's out of the accountability panels. So when you're asking what's in the accountability panels, how much it is, Natalie, what do you want to get out of that? If any of you are considering flying over to Gold Coast for one of the live events, what do you want to get out of that? If you're considering applying to see if you're accepted to do one-on-one mentoring work with myself, what do you want to get out of that? And once you're clear on that, then I'm going to be asking you, what are you willing to do to get that? What are you willing to do? And my next question is going to be, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to give up in order to get what you want? Once we go through all those questions, I'm going to say to you, you know what? I can honestly think I can help you get there, what you want, and this is how we're going to do it. Or I can say, you know what? I don't think, someone might say, I want to stop being shy because, it ruins my life. Okay, great. Why do you want it? Like, how will you know when you have it? And, it might be someone to say, well, when I have a boyfriend, and then I'll be like, well, sorry, I can't help you. I have no control over you, whether you meet a boyfriend or not. However, I certainly have control about getting rid of the shyness or being an introvert or all of that. But so you have to be very clear. What do you want? What are you willing to do to get that? What are you willing to give up to do that? And when will you know that you got it? So there's got to be an evidence. If what you want is so vague that you can't tell me, how will you know when you get it? Guess what? It's so vague. How will we know that you got it? See what I mean? So it's forcing you to think clearly. What is it that you want? What are you willing to do? What are you willing to give up? And how will you know that you got it? And then I can tell you, yes, I can help you, and this is the plan, how we're going to do it. Or you know what? No, sorry, because you're not even clear on what you want. You're not willing to do this, or you're not willing to give up the blaming and externalizing, and you don't even know how you will know when you have it, because it's not clear enough, or because it's something that it's out of my control, because perhaps what you want is not a cause, but it's an effect. So, and then we become very clear on our line of boundaries. okay, so that we don't take advantage of each other, so that we don't exhaust. I don't work with energy vampires, okay? So we become very clear on what's expected, which are my boundaries and my responsibilities towards you, which are your boundaries and your responsibilities towards me and towards yourself, so that we have that very specific line and we know we're gonna get the results and we're both gonna be really happy with that relationship. I hope that makes sense. I am so grateful to Margie and to Tamara and to Fiona and to Natalie for the question and the answers and the interacting, because it's awesome. It just turned out to be a fantastic 30-minute teaching session, and there was a lot of value in that. I really hope that you took notes and that you learned something from that, because it was very powerful. And as you can tell, I get really excited about it because I love this stuff and I love these debates, and that's what we're here to do, to learn. So you have my number. Nothing stops you from coming to me to ask me any questions, or if you want to do work and you want to continue to grow yourself, to ask how you can do it. Do you know me? I spend a lot of time and money investing in myself. I have a coach myself. I'm going to do Joel Bauer's masterclass. I've done my NLP certification and my Master Practitioner certification. I'm going back to do the NLP Trainer's Trainer, which then will legally allow me to teach others how to become certified as an NLP practitioner. I never stop growing. So that's one thing you have with me. It's not like I'm going to teach you something I learned 5 years and it's become stagnant and I'm stuck myself because I hit a plateau. When I started doing T. Harv Eker and Tony Robbins about 8 years ago, wow, it was life-changing, and I broke through and I came out at a high level of enlightenment. And about 8 years later, I felt like I was hitting this plateau and I was feeling a little stagnant and I needed to get to the next level. And one of my purposes was I want to replace a lot of the active income I have with passive income so that I can spend more time studying and growing. And that's exactly what happened. And I've at least spent another $50,000 on myself this year. I could have had the opportunity to just drive to Brisbane every day and do my NLP certification, but I did a lot of research on the certification schools and I wasn't happy with all of the reviews on that particular school. So I decided to find the best one in America, and even though that meant every trip I had extra flights, and I usually fly business class and I had extra hotels and that, but I thought if I'm gonna invest the time and money in this, I want to learn from the best, because that also means my clients get the best and my kids get the best and I get the best. And so I've been going through Transform Destiny. They have a bunch of different classes and things for all levels, whether you just want to do the create your life 3-day online program, or whether you want to learn how to if you want to become certified in doing hypnosis, or a life coach, or if you want to take it all the way up to becoming certified in NLP, etc. So lots of options, but I just love adding value to my students, to my clients, and I've got to keep on my toes. I've got to keep putting myself through the pain and through the next layer of the onion so that I can keep growing and helping others, and that's what I've done. So Maggie, once again, out of integrity, please, I ask you to remove yourself from any of the Amasssing groups, whether it's on WhatsApp, Facebook, or any other social media, so that I can protect my members from any negative energy. When you're ready to grow and to live at cost, you will always be welcome back. Tamara, I thank you for your insights, and I am proud of you. You're always implementing and growing and taking it to another level. There's a lot, just the networking alone that happens amongst the members is amazing. I mean, you can ask the beautiful Tammy Ritchie how many people she has met through the network of Amasssing and gotten value from it, or they became her clients, or she helped them, those. Same with my family members that are engaged, they keep getting the value. And Fiona's really sweet. She volunteered to take it over, the matching the pairs for the accountability partners every month from now on, which is awesome. And as I already said, Amasssing has now evolved. So even though I'm not going to bring men into your groups, I just felt I was being very feminist out there, trying to exclude the men when there's so many of them that actually need so much help growing. I'm doing a lot of corporate training and helping CEOs with all the crap through NLP, and I'm doing a lot. I have like four trips between now and the end of the year, so I'm completely packed. I'm doing a lot of speaking. I'm going to Tel Aviv next year and Dubai, and none of that happened by coincidence. It all happens by design, and that's why I'm excited about the Power of Belief workshop, so that we can design your year and your life and your goals, and you can become clear and know that you're going to accomplish every single thing on that list when we meet at O'Reilly's at the top of Mountain Boring in Gold Coast in January. So any more details, how to enroll, payments, etc., just feel free to reach out. I'm always a phone call away, and I love interacting and talking, and I've created a very peaceful environment for myself so that I could get back into my course. So I love connecting. This is what we do. So I love you. I wish you all the best. I'm very, very grateful. Natalie for inquiring, Margie for answering, Tam for answering, and Fiona for keeping me updated. And I'm here for you, and I hope that our paths will cross in 2020, and I'll get to interact with a lot of you, whether it's just through accountability partners, whether it's through any of my live events, or whether it's through one-on-one mentoring. I love you. All the best, ladies.